Imagine you can grow your business and it's not this painful uphill battle where you are forcing growth through effort and hustle, where you're exhausted at the end of the day and you don't know where your next lead or qualified business opportunity is coming from. Give me 3 minutes and I'm going to walk you through how you can go from forced growth to systematic, scalable growth where you're not running around crazy trying to patchwork all of the crazy things that you think might fix your business. So why should you listen to us? First of all, I'm Justin Prince. I've been in the digital marketing space since 2017, helping some of the biggest brands. I've launched 3 SaaS companies myself, B2B, high ticket, and I've scaled 2 of them to exit. I founded Ad Squad, this whole reason to help business owners be able to use big enterprise data tools on a functional way that helps them grow. And recently, we've just got the 2 Comic Club X for this exact system. So let's dive in. Let's see if this can help you. Right. So here's how growth works when it's not forced. You have a pipeline of people, the right people entering your business. And sure enough, they all turn into qualified opportunities. But that's not how it always works. Here's Matt with 8X, fractional CFO, B2B, phenomenal guy. He's launched 2 different agencies, tried so many different times, and he never found success until we put a system with a rapid qualification that all of his traffic and signals were coming in, but only qualified leads came through. And from 0 to 30 days, he had over 30 qualified leads. And you're saying, okay, yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. But how? Because he was able to go from this, right? This forced growth method where it's all effort-based, right? It's referrals, it's pipelines, you're forcing your leads to work. And instead you shift it to system growth, where it's design-based, it's predictable, and it's automated. When growth is forced like this, right, your sales works harder for the same result. Marketing learns the wrong lessons. Systems optimize off of the wrong things, and things stop making sense. So even good teams, right, struggle when growth is forced like this, right? You're 10xing the amount of effort as opposed to letting a system scale and grow. You can have the same market, you can have the same opportunity, but a completely different outcome. So naturally, what do? You try to fix things because effort feels like the only lever you have. Right? So what do? New agency, new ads, new funnel, new CRM, new team, right? Fractional hires, you're on Market Hire, Upwork, you're everywhere trying to patchwork. What can I do? Who can magically make this work? And things can improve, right? For a while, right? You can hire a new person, throw some new ads on, slap a new tool. And it seems that effort creates a temporary relief. But then growth becomes forced again, right? Because the system still doesn't exist. You're patchworking all these items on an unproven model. You're making up the system. So what does a successful B2B company or high ticket company, what do they do differently? First of all, they recognize that effort is the problem. They control how growth happens and they protect revenue from noise. But it comes over here to this, you stepping back and saying, the system I have is broken, right? This doesn't make sense. So let's flip it. Let's another one, right? Let's look at Dan, UGC Factory, working with the biggest brands out there, from Dr. Squatch, you name it, the biggest e-commerce companies that are out there. He's a creative agency. And when we locked in and we installed this system, he's gotten to 6 to a 9x ROAS consistently, right? Consistently for over 3 years and counting, right? That's not accidental. It's stability over speed. That's what you need to shift to, as opposed to where he was before, where he was desperately letting everyone in, changing the pricing, $2,500, dollars MRR, $7,500. He was creating and crafting his audience, his offer, everything just to get people in. The system itself replaces forced growth because it takes everything that has been done in patchwork and it creates a systematic output. So, all right, what does it do, right? It removes the need to force growth. It allows the right people in and keeps the wrong people out. And it shows you what's working.
All right, so what do you get in this system? What's involved? It starts up here with the strategy architecture. We take winning B2B offers and we compare your offer, bolting on what are the necessary marketing tools, tactics, and strategies for what's worked in your space. Next, we do data and ICP. We scrape and build your ideal ICP. So we're able to walk away with who your ideal customer is. We know their name, we know their phone number, and we got their emails. So we can target and backload all of the data that you need to have success right out of the start. Next, a creative engine. right? You probably have a few static ads lying around that did somewhat decent. We don't want those, right? We're going to take a creative director, our creative director who works with brands like StoryBrand and Fortune 500 brands, and we're going to build and overlay the working creative ads, the frameworks, the scripts for UGC, static video, that what we know will get conversion, and we're going to build it from scratch to completion. Next, we're actually going to build ad campaigns on platforms like LinkedIn, Meta, Google, and we're going to leverage organic and paid traffic on each of these platforms. Doesn't stop there. Then we go into the funnel, right? We take a 2 comma club X winning funnel framework and we overlay that on your structure based on CRO and performance improvements so it continually, perpetually converts. The next is tracking and attribution, right? Odds are you don't know if all your insight pixels tags are working correctly. Don't worry about it. We're going to map all of your data. Next, CRM. I promise you have some patchwork CRM that's kind of sort of working, whether it's HubSpot, Salesforce, or pick any other. We're going to build one start to finish from the ground up with every automation nurture sequence that is needed for a lead to a qualified lead to a booked call to a sales closed lead. And next, of course, is reporting, right? We need to report on what's working and where it's working. We're going to build all of that ground up for you. And then next, you get an option. Do you want to own this in-house? And do you want us to train a team member of yours with SOPs and guidance or direction? Or do you want us to own it and provide ongoing support perpetually? That's what you get in the system. Okay, so do you have questions? We get this all the time. How long does it take? Typically 45 days start to finish. Some brands have a little more complicated and they get up to 60 days. It doesn't change the pricing at all. Do you keep this system? Yes. Unlike traditional agencies where things are black box or you don't know and it's hidden and it goes away with them. No, this is built within your infrastructure, your technology, and your software that you get access and assets to forever. You own it. Do we implement it? Yes, we handle everything. The heavy lifting, the creative, the technical integration, the code, the platforms, the creative, we do it all. Do you need content? Yes, content will be the fuel. You do have to read off some scripts and put your face or someone's face on a video. Now, if you really don't want to do that, we have a few other options to outsource that. And so when do results appear? This is the biggest push. Typically around week 3 to week 6 is where we begin to see the leads coming in and all of the indicators are saying, hey, you're on. So that's it. That's the next step. For you, see if this would work for your business. Get an overview and see if installing an acquisition operating system will help you move from these fragmented tactics to a unified, scalable engine.